Hi, everybody. So, people say or talk about experience matters, especially in this industry. Now, yes, your agent experience matters, and we all tout ourselves as very experienced, but there's a lot of other people involved. There's a lawyer, and you want them to have experience, an experienced lender, an experienced home inspector. And this video is about home inspectors who almost blew the deal for me twice in the last month. I'm standing in a house that I have sold, and I'm standing actually in the spot where the home inspector for the buyer, and I wasn't present during the inspection, but the home inspector for the buyer said, oh, there's water damage and there is evidence of rodent droppings. Now, a little bit of hubris. I have a lot of construction experience. I knew what this house was, and I knew that this wasn't the case at all. And fortunately, we had a buyer and we had a buyer's agent who were willing to explore further. But this is what we had to do. We had to cut open this insulation to see that there was no water damage. We brought in another inspector to verify this, no water damage. And I actually picked up the stuff that was on the ground that he said was rodent droppings, and it was really just sawdust and dirt. When they're building these houses, they put this insulation up, but they're still constructing the place. And there's dirt that still gets behind here. There's sawdust that gets behind here. And, over time, it does fall to the ground. And that's what happened. So, easily explained. I also just sold a condo, and they decided to do a home inspection on it. It doesn't happen very often, but the home inspector for the condo, he put a moisture meter up against the drywall, and you'll see the screenshot that I took. It's 90 something percent. Now, again, this home inspector should have been experienced enough to know that that was pretty much an impossibility. If you get 96% or 90 something percent of moisture in the drywall, you'll see evidence everywhere. You'll see it on the floor, on the windowsills, on the baseboard. They'll be rusting. It would have been a disaster. You could put your fingers to the drywall practically. But again, understandably, the buyer who's less experienced freaked out. Fortunately, again, same thing. The agent and the buyer were willing to explore further. They got another home inspector who, again, used an infrared camera, said, hey, there's no water damage here. Everything's perfectly fine. So the point I want to make is that just like you want to vet your real estate agent, you should vet all the other tradespeople who are involved, home inspectors especially, because, no one really is going to make a move without a good home inspection. I also want to say one other thing. I don't want this to be a trash a home inspector video, because there's lots of great home inspectors. There's many more good ones than bad ones. I can promise you that. There's licensing, there's courses they take. And again, I really support the industry. I have a great home inspector that I like to use. But again, be careful. Anyhow, I love doing these videos. Like, share, and we'll talk soon.